Oh, I heard a rustle. Is there a squirrel?
Somewhere.
Let's see if we can find a squirrel. It's too dense. If the squirrel was right in front of my nose, I couldn't see it. Well, we didn't come here for squirrels anyway.
Nope.
Samuel Haggart. Man, all these graves are so old, even the ghosts have settled down and had families by now. Huh. That must make an interesting story. A two-headed tombstone, but the other one never got carved. Which means either there was a painful breakup, or the other one's immortal. That's the only reasonable explanation I can think of. Gopher holes. Constantly worried about twisting my ankle in gopher holes. Should have worn more practical shoes. But when you've suffered enough loss, and you've dealt with enough pain, and death becomes the only thing you can think about, practical shoes become the least of your concerns.
Yep.
Huh. I see. Oh, a flagpole with no flag. Go figure. Oh, hey, I think this is Civil War soldiers. I know that a few Union soldiers and California cavalry were buried here.
Maybe.
Were you with me when there was that ghost tour last October?
No, I was working.
Aw, dang. Well, part of the reenactment was somewhere up there, actually, and the dead person was a U.S. cavalryman who was part of the Native American relocation. And in character, he spoke very dispassionately about having done his duty. It's a little creepy. Yeah, a proper bench, one without acorns all over it. Too bad I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Now, my dress is covered in leaves, and my butt itches. A, B, C, D. What is with the letters painted on the fence? They don't correspond with the names on the stones.
Sections.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not something I've seen in any of the other places we visited. A little more soda. I'm sorry, it's hot. I'm not used to coming out to places like this in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I know.
Man,
I
why does this place have to close so early?
do not know.
Yeah, every time we've had to come out here, we see the sign closes at 4.
4:30. Whatever.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Let me just hold that. At least there's a pretty blue sky up there. Back when we lived in Eugene, my mom used to complain about how the sky wasn't as blue as it used to be. Up here it is. Though out in Eugene, no, it wasn't. Might have been what made her miss California. That and, other things.
Yep.
It's just I never noticed that columbarium before. Let's head up a ways. I want to check out that one monument. To the relocated Chinese section. Check out that tile one, very fancy. Senza la fine. Is that actually a grave marker, or is it just a garden box?
I don't know.
Oh, God. Oh, so that's why this one looks so special. Caretaker of Columbia Cemetery. For 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you work at the cemetery, you get preferential treatment.
I guess so.
This place is massive. There's so much more to explore, but God, I'm just not feeling it. Maybe we should head home and do some more of it later.
Like tomorrow or something.
Tomorrow I have a therapy appointment.
What time?
At noon. If we come out here again, it's probably going to be super early when it's not roasting us. Lots of fences. The docents tell us that the fences were to try and prevent grave robbery, but if someone really wanted to get a body, they could pretty easily just hop the fence.
Yep.
I mean, if you're desperate enough to go digging a dead guy up, is a fence going to stop you? I don't think so.
Nope.
It'd make more sense if it was to keep out animals. If they were worried that they might, dig them up.
Let's
See, I think... What?
The Highlander.
Yes, Duncan MacLeod. We dated ourselves a little bit with that reference, didn't we?
Yeah. A little bit.
Glengarry Connect. I can't read it. The letters are so stylized. $1855. Guess this guy wasn't an immortal.
You never know.
You saying it's a fake?
You never know.
And one of the big obelisks here, I'm not sure which, was apparently erected in memory of these two guys who died horrible deaths in a freezing cold mine shaft.
Oof.
They weren't even really residents here, but this was the closest settlement. And because their deaths have been so dreadful and painful, they got extra special fancy memorials to make up for it.
Wow.
Just two guys with monumentally bad luck. Like one guy broke his leg and the other one fell into the mine shaft. And they got like hypothermia. It was super gruesome.
Yeah.
Oh hey, a water fountain.
Okay.
The soda's been nice, but the sugar's drying my mouth out.
Yep.
Please say it works. Is it even safe to drink out of a water fountain right now? Oh, give me this. Whoa. I guess you're ready to take the chance. I just keep thinking of those weird people who like stick their whole mouths right on the faucet. You know, I think that I'm gonna pass. I don't know if a public fountain is a safe investment right now. I've always found this sign interesting. Apparently there's enough Stobogs that you've got east and west.
Guess so.
There's the historic Columbia Schoolhouse, one of those one-room schoolhouses you've heard about, built out of red brick.
With 2 floors. Amazingly enough.
Let's see. It was right around here. Ah, there's the monument. Right there. To honor the Chinese pioneers. This marks the burial site of Columbia's early Chinese miners and merchants. In keeping with their traditions, the remains have been disinterred and returned to their homelands. But yes, a descendant of those early Chinese settlers said that the miners, the other miners, gave them Christian burials after they died.
Uh-huh.
That they didn't like mean disrespect, but
It just kind of happened.
it's the only way they knew.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to honor them in their own way, at least in the best cases. In some of them, it was straight up a case of erasure. But anyway, for years and years, the families of those folks tried to get the bodies dug up and properly cremated and sent back to the homeland.
Mm-hmm.
And it took them forever, but they finally got permission to dig them all up. And so they were properly disposed in accordance with their beliefs.
Cool.
And out of reverence to the folks who were once buried there, they leave the plot empty.
Interesting.
You bet your butt it's interesting. Next year we've got to get you to come to that ghost tour.
Yes. Because that would be interesting.
Like I said, you bet your ass it is.
Yep.